whichever status you are, we just notify you, notify. Then it becomes very fast. In fact, when I enable the system, the 2 hours of work is reduced to 1 second. Wow, you know, Amy was how happy. Amy happy or not? Happy?
Of course.
How happy, you know? 2 hours of work reduced to 1 second. You know? 1 second is done by the computer. So this computer will day and night will just work one. Based on the status, we just email all the clients. So this one is something that we have that last November don't have lah. We use system to make ourselves more productive. Okay? Of course, if we help people to apply for grant, we must be productive ourselves. Since grant is about productivity, we must walk the talk. Okay? So we spend a lot of time to develop our internal system to make ourselves more productive. So that we make our 2-hour job, a regular 2-hour job to 1 second. We make ourselves more productive. This is our opening ceremony in International Plaza. Opening ceremony in International Plaza. So that was in June. Okay, and of course now from June to now is, barely just 4 months, and now it's just October. And of course we grow even furthermore. We grow even furthermore. And in the last few months, I have read the newspaper, and then you say that there's a manpower crunch. And of course, over the years, you heard of the levy problem, the manpower, the quota problem. You know, every client is mentioning to me about it. But to me, before these few months, it was more like an intellectual thing. People are just telling me an intellectual problem, but I cannot relate to it because I don't have this problem. So in the end, I was thinking, you know what I did with my team. Was there something right that I did that I didn't have this problem? Because some client will tell me, hey, remember I have this problem. I say, do you have this problem? Then I say, I didn't know that I don't have this problem. Actually, I don't really understand what you're talking about. I really don't have this problem. And the irony is that, you know, some of my clients are also human resource consultant. You know, like I have one old client, 70 years old. He's a HR consultant, and you know, he told me what. He said he has problem hiring, you know. And I was thinking, you are a human resource consultant, you cannot solve this problem. Then later, as I found out more about human resource professional, then I found out that I think their expertise is more like the knowledge of the law and things like that. They may not necessarily know how to solve this problem. Because eventually, as I look further at this problem, because actually deep down, I'm actually a marketing person now. Just like when I start a business, I want to market to my clients, like why do they need my services? I will ask the essential question. If I treat all my employees as my clients, as my customer, eventually I'm forced to ask one question. Why do my staff work for me? Do you really think, how many of you think that it's because of money? Oh, you are so enlightened, you know it's not because of money. How many of you think that it's because the boss is handsome? So not because of that. So the thing is that eventually as I ask more and more, because sometimes when my staff meeting are very special. You know? Whenever I have staff meeting, I ask them, how are you and your kid? Well, that's the thing I talk about. Because the operation issue is supposed to be handled by my operation director. Where is Iris? The work thing is supposed to handle by her. When I meet my staff, I just talk to her about her baby. Not me? Correct or not? I don't know, see whether she's happy or not. Correct or not? The work is done by you, right? So whenever I see my staff, I just talk to her whether you are happy with your baby. And you know, whenever my staff say on the Facebook, I say, oh, I'm bringing my kid to see a doctor, then I will press like. Not because the kid is sick, just because just go and see a doctor. It's fine, you know. I'm fine with that. So eventually I find that most people, when they, deep down everybody work is because, when people work, why do they work? Actually, when you say that, of course people will say that I work because of the salary, because of money, but then I ask you another question, why do you want to have the money? Then you are forced to tell me the true reason, because money is just a medium. So the why you work is probably sometimes it's more because of probably you have a family to feed, and because you want to climb the Mount Everest, personal aspiration, whatever thing you have. So there are a lot of as you ask deeper, as you ask deeper, you start to realize the true reason why people work. Then as a marketing person, the only thing I need to do is to have a human infrastructure that allows people to work. Work while not conflicting about their personal dreams and aspirations. Correct? And I found one thing throughout many years that I do business, I also found that actually people wanted to be treated fairly. Okay? People want to be treated fairly. And this is a very deep one in a person. I have talked to many people, so many of them left because, many of them left a high-paying job. I say, why do you leave a high-paying job? Because there's no prospect. I'm in a company where it's a family-based business, then I got no prospect. I'm not in a family, I can't possibly marry the boss, right? So, and just for info, I'm married already. No other girls have any chance. So, okay, basically people want to be treated fairly. So you see, so when a person works, if he's being rewarded and acknowledged accordingly, I think they will just stay with you. You think deeply. However, even these are as businessmen, you all want to be treated fairly also. When you provide service to your client, you expect to be paid fairly. So if you have this one, why do you think that the people working for you don't have this one? And personally, I'm very inspired by Confucius. He said one word before, which I'll translate later. 己所不欲，勿施于人. The things you don't want to do yourself, don't ask people to do. That's why you see all the work in my company, I'm willing to do myself, so I pass to all of them to do. Correct? When I'm willing to do, then I'm supposed to do. So the thing is that when you want to be treated fairly, you just know that your staff want to be treated fairly also. And actually the formula is quite easy. And also, people may ask me why is this phenomenon like this HR problem seen now and not seen in the past? Actually, this psychological one of human beings is there all the time. It's just that there was no way it can be expressed. Because before now, there was no technology. There was very little technology. Now technology can encourage the creation of new business. So you know what? Then of course, if you don't treat them well, they can always have another choice, right? Another choice, right? Correct? And a lot of people that have choice. You see, like Cantonese, they're saying, 東家唔做西家啦，係咪? Because if you don't treat them fairly, they will go to another person. And now the only difference is that they have the choice because technology allows that new business to be created by someone else. Okay? So now the problem is more pronounced because the technology allow all of these things to happen. But all these desires has been existent in human beings for the last 5,000 years. Last 5,000 years. Okay? The expectation that people to be treated fairly has been existent in human beings for the last 5,000 years. Okay? And of course, from the boss point of view, of course they always tell me, a lot of boss tell me, you let people work at home and you know what they're doing. Or you don't know the returns. Actually, as bosses, let's be direct to each other. You just want to ensure that whatever money you pay out, there is returns, right? Honestly, if my staff also work in the house with underwear, also it's okay, right? You don't need to know. As long as she gets the job done, it's fine. So the thing is that once you're able to have a system for you to be accountable, it's fine already. And technology allows that to happen now. We use Facebook to coordinate our work. Even when whatever project they are acting upon, whatever job they are acting upon, they are reporting on Facebook, and when they stop for coffee, they will also report. So it's actually very much like I don't really track that heavily on what they are doing, but I just feel that I trust them to do their job. That's all. Okay. So rather than listening to me talking about this, maybe I have a sharing for operations. Let's start with my dear operation director, Iris Cole.
Okay.
Let's welcome her.
Okay, thank you. Okay, actually, I would say that when I first started in the living room working with Raymond, my why was that to help my husband, okay, to support him and make sure that the business grows. And really, it was just that simple reason. Before working, before I started calling on the clients and all that, I was actually working as a musician most of my life. That's why you see the video of me playing the piano. And I've been doing that for more than 10 years, right? And I think I'm very lucky in a way that since I'm young, I was able to pursue work that is fulfilling and meaningful for me. So, and I always believe that the work we do, we must feel for it, or at least we must love what we do, or at least even be happy. If not, you just be like a robot turning up for work. What's the point, right? So I think since I was young, I trod the less traveled path, right, and went on to pursue my dreams. And actually, I feel proud of myself lah. Like over the past 10 over years in my own music career, I would say that I feel I achieved something with those aspirations which I had. And subsequently, I actually started my own music business as well. Okay, it was called Athena Arts. Unfortunately for me, as a musician, as an artist at that point, I did not have a lot of business training. So while I have the talent, I did not have the business know-how. So when I started my business in 2005, okay, like personal achievements I had a lot, okay, but subsequently I also met with quite a lot of challenges in my business, okay, so much so that in 2009, just around the time when Raymond left his old partnership, actually we ended up sleeping in the music room, okay, for almost a year while we are building up the business. Okay, renting out to one of the rooms, which is to myself, and to another tenant. That was actually how we started the business. And so, as I walk this path, I really understand that, the why for me now is that I know that there's a lot of entrepreneurs who are very passionate with what they're doing, you know, and they really want to do something like with their business to make a contribution to the world. But one of the things which I've learned, you know, over the past years, thanks to Raymond also, is that I think he guided me quite a lot in learning about business and learning about operations and how to manage things. And of course, I would say it's not always a very easy path, because, you know, human beings, you always want to do it your own way. But I know that I did it my own way and it failed, right? And it ended up in the music room, right? So that's why I also, in some ways, I decided to, like, you know, just give up my ego and listen, right? And let him take the lead and then do the business together with him. And I think after that, that was when things started taking off. So my why now is that, number one, okay, while I'm doing with this thing with Get Funding, I think it's fulfilling for me to see that there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there with innovations and with a lot of technology or things that they want to do to serve the marketplace, that they can get their dreams fulfilled. Okay, that's important to me. Okay. Second thing is that while we built this business, over the past 1 year, as you heard, the business really grew very fast, and we actually, I would say very blessed to have very good people, you know, and very good employees who really also, they really contribute a lot to the business. And maybe I'd like to ask them to come up.
Operations.
Okay, we begin a round of applause. Okay. So, I think, I think really want to thank them, you know, and they are really the unsung heroes in the business. And there are many times, I mean, as bosses, you know that your employees like to take MC, right, sometimes. Okay, you know that when my staff really take MC, they are still working on Facebook sometimes. They go to sleep for a while, they come back, they check, and that really touches me. They don't have to do that, really. Okay? But I think what I feel is that, you know, I think in general people just want to be responsible. They are responsible for the work that they are given. If they have a way in which they can be responsible, they will do it. You know, so I think it's important that we empower them and give them the way in which they can contribute. And like while trusting them, you know, they also do not abuse the trust that we give them. You know, by, yeah, so, you know, actually for this event, Luar launch, right? Guess how long it took for us to organize this?
2 weeks?
Yeah, it only took us 2 weeks. And we met about 2 weeks ago, not even the full team, right? And today we met 2 weeks. And on top of that, we have to fulfill all the grants and everything that we have to do. So it was like, it's like double work. You know, but I can tell you that in a traditional company, even if you meet every day, you may still not get the work done. Okay? So with that, I really want to thank all of you. Thank you. Yeah, maybe don't mind if I get you all to share something, I know impromptu, just whatever you want to say from your heart about your experience working here. Okay?
Firstly, just to say the 2 weeks mean everything, basically from the first idea to being really here, everything organized and planned. And yeah, as I told before, I'm very grateful to have ventured on this journey with you, really. I can just say again, everything you said, I believe resonates with all of us. Right? You can hear the way you say it, it's very moving.
I must say, I'm actually blessed with this job because this enables me to, you know, just travel every time I want to go. I don't have to worry. I can actually do it when I'm actually overseas. I do Facebook checking and email and all that. So that allows me free time, and I can actually arrange on my own at my own pace, my own time. And Raymond and Iris are actually very nice boss. I work with them since last year, November. Yeah. And it's hard to find such good boss because they really have a lot of trust in us. And of course, we actually are very responsible people, so we don't take advantage. Even though we are working at home, we know our limits. I think that is important.
By the way, Mary is the Tai in the group. Every few weeks she'll go holiday, go Taiwan, go do charity. Yeah. Really enjoy life.
Okay, I'm actually very glad to be part of this company because we're actually given the amount of trust which we need, and also, I mean, especially when we are actually on MC or anything like that. Personally, I feel that there is a need for me to actually reply emails and so on, just so that, you know, I will not actually affect the workflow for everybody else. You know, I don't want to hold it back. So yeah, I just feel very lucky that I mean, there's actually no need for me to do that when I'm on MC, but I'm actually willing to do that because whenever I'm actually working in the office, yeah, it just feels very good to be part of this company.
Hi, I'm Lynette, and I'm actually the sales manager for the company. I'm very actually grateful and blessed, as they have said, to be given this opportunity. Actually, I just chanced upon it. Yeah, out of the blue, I was speaking to my ex-colleague, and she said there's this opportunity. I was taking a break from my 12-year job. I was on a sabbatical, and I really didn't want to work anymore. I got so sick of working, and because of the nature of my previous job. So when I knew of this opportunity, I took it up immediately, and I was actually on a trial run, and I actually witnessed it and see how it worked. It actually works, and my bosses are great. So thank you, Iris. Thank you, Raymond.
Hello. Okay. I'm Lisa. I was working for MOE, and it was stressful. And really like this job because I can work from home. When my kids pick it up in the afternoon, I can cook it. Then come back again. Then at night when you go to sleep again, if I feel the energy, I can put in two more hours of work. And like this is the first time when I am sick and I feel motivated to work. Normally when I was in the school, right, I was like, okay, I'm entitled to my MC. I'm just so tired, I really don't work. And they don't appreciate it. The thing is, they do not appreciate it. So, yeah. Thank you, Alice. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cleo. Don't really do public speaking very well. Basically, I only joined Get Funding for a few months, and before this, I just stayed home now. Day out, I just see cereal, play with him, satisfy him. Is really a shitty job, seriously. No other job as shitty as this. Trust me. So after that, I was doing actually I was the AC for the company for a while, and because I had my mom to take care of the baby 2 days a week, so that I can go out and do sales, can't do it. But after that, due to arrangements, I couldn't, so I had to be homebound. I cannot go out anymore, or I switched to office. So but at the same time, I can watch my son, who is actually taken care of by my helper. I can see him, I know what's happening, what's going on around. Wow, I can still do something useful. I don't have to feel so useless every day. Yeah, so I think the job at Get Funding is actually it's a very meaningful job to my life, to not just doing sit side every day.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the ops. Okay, anyway, this whole thing is not rehearsed one. Okay, because this is my style on purpose one. Because I don't want them to plan what to say. They will just say what they think. Because if they say the boss is better, then I can hear you. Okay, anyway, I want to acknowledge the ops. First of all, to me, they are doing a very, it's a very important and in some ways sacred job, because we are doing government funding. The government funding is to help companies in Singapore to improve productivity. And in many of my sharing